tingnan naman natin yung acids, bases, and salts. Ang acids, they are substances that donate protons in a chemical reaction, especially when dissolved in water. Yung protons na tinutukoy natin dito, yung H plus ions, kaya ang tawag natin dito sa mga acids, they are proton donors. Ito yung ilan sa mga properties nila. Number 1, sour taste. Parang lemons, vinegar, yogurt, lahat sila maasim. No? Yan yung mga properties ng acids. Pero remember, kapag nasa laboratory tayo, bawal nating magkaroon ng taste test sa lahat ng chemical na nandun. Kahit pa sabihin natin na edible yon. Okay? Hindi siya pwede. Kahit sabihin natin na safe in small amounts, hindi pwede magkaroon ng taste test sa laboratory. Pangalawa, litmus test. Yung acid, anong ginagawa niya dun sa blue litmus paper? Ginagawa niyang red. Okay? So, isa yun sa mga useful tests in chemistry. Next, reactivity. Yung acid, nagre-react siya with metals like zinc or magnesium to produce hydrogen gas. Okay? At yung hydrogen gas, nakikita natin yun as bubbles in a reaction. Kaya kapag meron kang, for example, zinc pellets, tapos nilagyan mo siya ng hydrochloric acid, makikita mo parang bumubula yung zinc. Okay? May mga hydrogen gases kasi na nag-evolve doon sa reaction. So, ang example ng mga acids natin, yung hydrochloric acid na makikita natin sa tiyan natin, meron yung hydrochloric acid, part ng mga gastric juices. Yung sulfuric acid na nasa mga batteries, that's why yung mga battery hindi dapat ino-open ng basta-basta, hindi pinaglalaroan. Okay? Kasi delikado itong sulfuric acid. And then yung acetic acid na makikita natin sa vinegar. Now, dito naman tayo sa bases. Unlike acids, yung mga bases, they are proton acceptors. Okay? Kasi nag-a-accept sila ng proton, ng H plus ions. Okay. Ito yung mga properties nila. Number 1, meron silang bitter taste. Like yung soap. No? Kung accidentally natikman mo yung sabon, medyo bitter yung taste nun. Then, meron silang slippery feel. Kasi, nagre-react sila with fats and oils in our skin. Nagpo-form yung mga soap-like substances. Kaya slippery sila. And sa litmus test naman, yung bases, ginagawa nilang blue yung red litmus paper. So, they turn red litmus paper blue. Opposite siya nung ginagawa ng mga acids. Ilan sa mga well-known bases, yung sodium hydroxide na makikita sa mga drain cleaners, potassium hydroxide sa paggawa ng soap, and ammonia sa mga household cleaners. Ngayon, tingnan natin yung strength ng acids and bases. Compare natin yung strong versus weak acids and bases. Kapag sinabi nating strong acids, nagdi-dissociate sila completely in water. Meaning, nire-release nila lahat ng hydrogen ions nila. At yung pH nila close to 0. Halimbawa niyan, itong hydrochloric acid at saka sulfuric acid. Kapag naman weak acids, hindi sila nagdi-dissociate completely in water. So, partially, nagdi-dissociate lang sila. So, partial dissociation lang sila. Medyo mataas yung pH nila compared sa mga strong acids. Kaya yung pH nila around 4 to 6. Halimbawa niyan yung acetic acid at saka yung citric acid. Okay? Yung citric acid, makikita natin yun sa mga oranges. Next, mga weak bases. Ang weak bases naman, partially, nagdi-dissociate din sila sa water. So, yung pH nila is around 8 to 10. Halimbawa niyan, ammonia, pyridine. And then, strong bases, para lang din silang strong acids, nagpo-fully dissociate sila in water, in solution, at mataas yung pH nila, close to 14. Halimbawa, sodium hydroxide at saka potassium hydroxide. Now, ano yung mga salts? Ang salts naman, sila yung mga ionic compounds na na-form kapag yung acid nagre-react with a base. So, ang salt, meron silang cation, which is the positive ion, and anion, which is the negative ion. Yung mga example nito, yung sodium chloride, no, yung common table salt natin, potassium nitrate na ginagamit sa fertilizers, saka calcium carbonate na makikita sa chalk, sa mga limestone, yan. So, kung makita natin yung salts, they are everywhere from food seasoning to industrial applications. Makikita natin sila. Now, paano natin piniprepare ang salts? May iba't iba tayong methods para mag-prepare ng salts. Number 1, yung neutralization reaction. So, ito yung ulit-ulit na natin na kapag yung acid nag-react sa base, they form salt and water. For example, hydrochloric acid reacting with sodium hydroxide to form sodium chloride and water. Pwede ring direct combination. So, yung mga reacting elements, nagre-react talaga sila directly, like yung sodium and chlorine to form sodium chloride. Okay? At ang kakaiba rito, kasi yung sodium tsaka yung chlorine, Yung sodium, very explosive yan. Kapag nilagay mo yun sa tubig, sasabog yan. Yung chlorine naman, it is a harmful gas. Parehas silang delikado. Pero pag nagkaroon ng chemical combination to form sodium chloride, nagiging siyang asin, which is nilalahok lang natin sa pagkain. So, ganun naman talaga kapag mga chemical reaction, yung products nila, iba sa properties ng mga reactants and vice versa. Okay? Pwede ring displacement reaction. So, yung more reactive metal, nire-replace niya yung less reactive metal. For example, iron reacting with copper sulfate to form ferrous sulfate and copper. And the next is precipitation reaction. Ang precipitation reaction naman, nagmi-mix ka ng dalawang soluble salts, tapos, after the reaction, meron kang insoluble salt na makikreate. Again, meron kang dalawang soluble salts. Tapos, pag pinag-mix mo sila, magkakaroon ka ng insoluble salt. Kapag insoluble, magpe-precipitate yan. For example, yung silver nitrate mo nag-react with sodium chloride, magpo-form ka ng silver chloride, magpe-precipitate yan. Tapos, sodium nitrate. Okay? So, dito, ang tawag din dito sa ganitong klaseng reaction is double replacement reaction. Okay? Kasi, nag-exchange sila ng partners. Next, tingnan natin yung common uses of salts, no, in everyday applications. Ang salt, hindi lang yan yung table salt, no? Maraming salts tayo na na-introduce natin kanina. Ayan nga yung sodium chloride, calcium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate. Ito yung baking soda lang din, no? Yung sodium bicarbonate. Ginagamit sa cooking and sa medicine. And then yung magnesium sulfate, tinatawag din nating Epsom salt, para yan sa muscle pain relief. Okay? Okay, tingnan natin yung neutralization reaction. Ito yung one of the most important reactions in chemistry. So, ang neutralization, kapag yung acid nag-react with the base to form salt and water. Ang nangyayari dito is that yung H plus mo from the acid, tsaka yung OH minus from the base, they combine to make water. Okay? And energy is released in the process. That's why, exothermic reaction ito. Ibig sabihin, yung heat na re-release. Kaya, kapag nagkakaroon tayo usually ng mga neutralization reaction, yung beaker, pag hinawakan mo, for example, yung beaker, yung reaction container mo, yung dito mo ginagawa yung neutralization reaction, medyo umiinit yung beaker kasi exothermic yung reaction. Okay? Now, ano yung example ng mga neutralization? Number 1, sa antacids. For example, meron kang heartburn, okay? Sobra-sobra yung acids doon sa stomach mo. So, mangyayari, iinom ka dapat ng antacids, no? Like yung magnesium hydroxide o kaya calcium carbonate para i-neutralize yung acid. Next, yung titration. Okay, so ang titration, laboratory technique to, no, para mag-determine ang concentration ng acids and bases. Nakadepende lang din yan sa neutralization reaction. And then, yung soil treatment naman, kapag yung mga soil too acidic for plants, nag-add usually yung mga farmers ng lime, okay, pwedeng calcium carbonate para i-neutralize at saka improve yung plant growth. So, ayun, nakita natin yung acids, bases, and salts, they are fundamental in chemistry and in everyday life. Nakita natin yung role nila sa food, sa medicine, and industry, and nakita natin yung importance ng neutralization reactions dun sa mga iba't ibang processes like digestion, sa agriculture, and sa chemistry experiments and techniques.